G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Draw with Jazza. I'm Jazza and this is a video on creative motivation, but from a source that you may not have considered before. Now, as artists, one of the most frustrating things to come up against is creative block. When you have something you need to do or want to do and you don't know why, the motivation's just not there, but you feel like empty. Now, I've done another video in the past on creative motivation which takes the more conventional approach to it, but this video is actually on an approach to the topic that I've never really heard talked about and I've never even thought to talk of myself, but it struck me today because I was kind of doing it. But what is the solution to creative block, you say? Oh, I'm being so mysterious. Artistic personalities are hugely influenced by what they see and how they feel. In this video, I'm going to talk about two little talked about things that have a huge influence on your creative motivation and on what stops you sometimes from actually having the motivation to do things. Those two things are your environment and your body. This is a bit of a different sort of video. It's not a how to draw tutorial and it's not a direct motivation conversation, but I hope it will provide you with a few little strategies of what you can do immediately that might actually give you a bit of a boost in productivity and motivation. So just as an experiment, try looking around you at your surroundings. If you're in your workplace, which is possible if you're a digital artist and you're at your computer, everyone has a very different sort of surrounding. Some people are very good at maintaining a very neat and clean environment, and a lot of creative people aren't. And frankly, it's because we can be a bit all over the place in our mentalities. We can have so many things going on at once that taking our dishes to the sink or wiping the table or dusting off our appliances is the last thing on our to-do list. The problem is over time this builds up, and especially after large projects, at the end of it you're sitting in a mess of chaos, and this can be really draining. One of the best things you can do on a semi-regular basis is to look at your environment and just give it a bit of a rejuvenation. This doesn't have to be hugely time consuming. It could quite simply be wiping your surfaces, cleaning the floors, and making sure your devices aren't gathering dust. Pretty simple. It's at the most maybe an hour or two. Now, if things are particularly chaotic or you really just want to give it a very nice revitalized look, on the next level of things you could do if you have a bit more time or things are a little bit chaotic and you really just want to make your artistic zone a zen of creativity, you could look at all the cables you have or the collections of cables and organize them. That's a big one because artistic people, especially digitally artistic people, we tend to collect cables over time and we get more and more cables to the point where last year I had a cable bag and then I organized that into cable boxes and it was just this tangly mess, and every time I wanted a cable I couldn't find it. One of the most satisfying, space-saving, time-saving things I have done with my cables has been buy some cheap containers off eBay, label the boxes and put every cable into its category and put it inside an elastic band. It's just like a really amazing fix to something that didn't feel like it needed fixing, but it definitely did. You could do the same thing with your stationery and your papers, books, and compartments. Make sure you have everything in a section that's organized in some way that you can understand and can access easily and quickly. The interesting thing to keep in mind about the devices that you're using to work, whether it be a tablet or a mouse and keyboard or a screen or a nice computer, is that once upon a time it was brand new and it was amazing. Just try and think back to when you got those appliances and how it felt to use them. You hungered to create. Now, perhaps years down the line, things have gathered dust a bit, things have felt a bit samey, and the creative process may not come so easily. It may not be a question of buying new equipment. It may really be a matter of just wiping everything, making it really nice and clean, and letting yourself appreciate it again and realize that you can actually rejuvenate your motivation to use the devices that you have or the artistic equipment that you have. And then all of a sudden you have a fresh key without actually spending any money at all. And just try and pay a little bit of attention to things like lighting in the room or air in the room and the smells in the room. I know it sounds a bit silly and a bit preachy, but really it has a huge effect. In my old studio, it was carpeted and I'm allergic to dust, and when I didn't clean it very much, I would sneeze all day to the point where I actually once every 2 or 3 weeks had to take a day off because my allergies were that bad. Now I'm in a lino room, I vacuum the rug that I'm on, and I make sure to dust my appliances, and I haven't had a single allergy attack, let alone one that disables me from working. So something like that is actually hugely influential on my productivity and my motivation. And then of course, if you're really looking to revitalize your environment, you could invest a little bit in it. This doesn't have to mean a huge amount of time or money, but if you want to get a new desk from eBay or from a cheap store, you can definitely get something that's very affordable, and that alone can be something that helps you organize yourself and gives you a really nice space to work on. The process I have of keeping my environment nice to work in has evolved over the years. I used to be really bad at it. I learned some things over time. Now it's at the point where at the end of every large project or at the beginning of another large project, I always do a big once over in the whole room, a really big cleanup, and often a reorganizing of something, because I like to look around, have total free control of my space and feel good about it before I start working on something new. And that enables me to be really productive and enjoy my work. So for example, the last big project I did was my ebook, and at the same time I also did a huge all-day stream where I plugged in, sound checked all this equipment. At the end of that day, there were cables everywhere, there were papers everywhere, everything was disorganized, and that's okay because that's a result of the creative process. But after taking my time and space to rejuvenate my own ideas and project stuff, and now coming back to get back to work and knuckle down, I knew I wouldn't be able to do that without rejuvenating my workspace, and I spent all day today, aside from making this video, cleaning up. Another quick thing that I will note in regards to keeping things organized to help your productivity is to do with your files and programs. I actually made a video specifically about that, so I won't talk about it in this video, but if you're interested in the digital way of making things feel accessible and open and easy to use to enable a release from creative block, click the link on the video and check that out. And then the last part of this video is on the second thing that I refer to at the beginning of this video, which is your body. And this is gonna feel a little weird because I think artists often feel very disconnected from their physical body. Everything is so in their head, everything is so creative and digital or painted or whatever. It's about the thing and not about yourself. But the fact of the matter is, the body that a lot of artists tend to forget we have is doing everything for us. So it's actually pretty important that you take a few simple steps to take care of it. Studies have shown that people trying to overcome depression have had a direct boost from exercise. Exercise is known to reduce stress, ward off anxiety, boost self-esteem, improve sleep, and increase energy. Now, I am not saying to go join the gym right now or run a marathon, but I am saying that you can do small things to help and gain benefits from those things that I mentioned that will influence your productivity as well. You could just do simple things like take a 15-minute walk at the start or end of your workday or in your lunch break. Even every hour on the hour, walking around for 5 minutes, grabbing a cup of tea or doing some push-ups. There's also, of course, playing recreational sports that you enjoy and not eating nothing but total crap. All these things, and even things as simple as getting a haircut or wearing clothes that you enjoy wearing and are comfortable in, all have a direct effect on how you feel and could be the thing that you need to do and pay attention to, just so that when you sit down and get ready to work, there's nothing barring your creativity. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for this video on the lesser known secret to overcoming creative block. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that your parents and partners and friends all appreciate you applying the advice I've given you in this video. Thanks for joining me, ladies and gentlemen, and until next time, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel to see new content every week. Check out more of my stuff by clicking the annotations over there. If you want to support my work and get a few goodies for yourself, head over to my store for archives, ebooks, and get yourself something nice. If you're looking for a great place to collaborate, explore, or share your own content, head over to newgrounds.com. That's it for now, and until next time, see you later.